All right, let's dive into a really powerful story today, one that feels timeless. We're going to unpack the myth of the Buddha's Lotus Relic. It's this incredible tale about a hero's quest against greed, and it's all about courage, devotion, and the struggle to bring balance back to a world that's been thrown into chaos. And right from the jump, the stakes are set with this quote from the Lama. This makes it crystal clear. This isn't going to be a test of muscle, but a test of spirit. The only thing that can possibly save the valley is pure, unwavering devotion. That's the high bar our hero, Ananda, has to clear. So, let's set the scene with part 1, Enlightenment's debacle. We start out in this sacred valley, a place that was, a total beacon of harmony and clear understanding. Just imagine a perfect, peaceful place. Now, at the very heart of this valley was something called the Lotus Relic. It shone with this brilliant light, this effulgence. But it wasn't just physical. This light actually fostered lucidity, or in other words, crystal clear understanding among all the people. It was literally the source of all their peace and wisdom. But of course, that perfect tranquility gets completely shattered. A vengeful spirit, a kind of demon named Vritra, shows up, and out of pure malicious spite, he steals the relic. This one single venomous act kicks off the entire crisis. And just like that, the light goes out. The theft isn't just a loss, it's a catastrophic failure that plunges the entire valley into darkness, confusion, and despair. There's a perfect word for this, a debacle. This wasn't just a minor setback. We're talking about the complete and utter collapse of their way of life. Just try to imagine the source of all clarity and harmony in your world suddenly vanishing. That's the nightmare they woke up to. So here's what it all boils down to, the core conflict. On one side, you've got our hero, Ananda, who is all about shrewd intelligence, fearless courage, and just steadfast devotion. And on the other side, Vritra, who is just fueled by pure greed, malice, and cunning deceit. This is so much more than a fight for a shiny object. It's a battle for the valley's very soul. So what's Vritra's deal? What's his motivation? It's pure avarice. He doesn't want the relic to build anything or to help anyone. Nope. He just wants it to have it, to hoard its light, gain prominence, and watch the world suffer without it. It is the absolute ultimate act of selfish, insatiable greed. Okay, so that brings us to part 2, and we get to see how our hero responds. This is the monk's onerous quest. A young monk named Ananda realizes he has to step up and do the impossible. The valley is completely paralyzed, and he's their only shot. Faced with this total standstill, this impasse, Ananda is actually really methodical. First, he goes to the Lama to seek wisdom. Second, he fully accepts that this quest is going to be onerous, in other words, extremely burdensome and difficult. And third, he knowingly prepares to face the jeopardy, the real perilous danger that's waiting for him. And this isn't just some casual promise, it's a powerful vow. Ananda declares, I will brave any jeopardy. And for what? To restore the valley's equanimity, that perfect state of calm, composure, and balance. The goal is clear, and his courage is just absolute. And that vow leads him right into the belly of the beast. Welcome to part 3, the lair of deceptions. Ananda now has to navigate the treacherous, shadowy worlds that the enemy has created. Now, once he's inside the lair, this becomes a battle of wits, not just a brawl. Vritra has set up all these guileful or cunningly deceitful traps and spectral visions. But Ananda uses his perspicacity, his keen insight and sharp judgment to see right through all the illusions. And then comes the ultimate test. Vritra himself appears and makes Ananda an offer. He offers him immense affluence, all the riches he could ever want. He's trying to tempt Ananda away from his spiritual quest with the promise of easy material gain. It's a direct assault on his devotion. And let's be clear, this isn't just some simple bribe. Vritra's offer has a powerful allurement. It's this mysterious, fascinating charm designed to find any little crack in a person's resolve. It's a captivating vision of an easier life, and it's meant to pull Ananda right off his path for good. But Ananda's response is brilliant. He doesn't just say no thanks. He cuts right to the heart of Vritra's weakness. He calls out his vainglory, that excessive, boastful pride, and by naming it, he just completely robs the temptation of all its power. So, what is it that allows Ananda to hold firm when pretty much anyone else would have folded? Well, it comes down to this one incredible quality: tenacity. It's that rugged, persistent, determined resolve that simply refuses to be broken. It's the absolute core of his strength. So Ananda has passed Vritra's test of temptation. You'd think that's the final boss, right? Well, the quest isn't over. And this brings us to part 4, the Guardian's final test. And believe me, the climax here is not at all what you might expect. He finally finds the relic, but it's being protected by a fierce celestial guardian, a Kinara. This isn't another fight against evil. This is a test of worthiness. Ananda now has to prove his rectitude, his moral integrity and character, to be allowed to even touch the relic. And how does he pass this final crucial test? Not with a weapon, but with sheer humility. He chants this prayer, showing sincere regret or repentance for the people's folly that even allowed the relic to be stolen in the first place. His pure, selfless devotion is what finally convinces the Guardian. And this brings us to the beautiful resolution in part 5, restoring calm equanimity. With the relic now secured, Ananda makes his way back home to bring harmony and light back to his people. And so, Ananda restores the valley's greatest treasure, equanimity. It's so much more than just peace. It's that unshakable mental calmness and composure that allows for real wisdom, especially when things get tough. This is what Vritra's greed tried to destroy, and it's what Ananda's devotion has finally brought back. Ananda's journey leaves behind a really powerful heritage for his people. The lessons of the story are just so clear. True power is found in devotion, not in greed. Real balance requires temperance or moderation, and ultimately wisdom and compassion are what light the way for everyone. So this ancient myth leaves us with a very modern question to think about, doesn't it? The core conflict is timeless. So we have to ask ourselves, in our world today, what's the avarice that threatens our own personal equanimity? What are the modern-day relics that we need to protect? That's definitely something we're thinking about.